Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Deden Hermawan from Class A, major in Public Administration, Faculty of Social and Political Science, State Islamic University Sunan Gunung Jati Bandung. Okay guys, this time I will present about Indonesia economic diplomacy strategy in maintaining trade balance stability before and during the COVID-19 pandemic. In Indonesia, COVID-19 has caused the trade balance to experience a deficit of 344.7 million US dollar as April 2020. Despite the deficit, Indonesia overall trade balance in January until April 2020 remained in surplus at 2.25 billion US dollar. Referring to the statement from the head of the Communication Department of Bank Indonesia, Oni Wijarnarko, this figure was influenced by a slowdown in world demand and disruption of global supply chains. He also stated that the trade balance deficit in April 2020 was also influenced by the deficit in the non-oil and gas trade balance. Other impacts are also felt from the manufacturing sector, such as the manufacturing industry. So far, the contribution of the manufacturing sector is quite significant to the Indonesian economy, range 19 until 20%, and product originating from the manufacturing industry have account for around 70% of Indonesia total export. That way, the performance of the manufacturing industry in Indonesia is likely to slow down in line with the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia. The slowdown was again due to the fact that the majority of manufacturing industries in Indonesia still depend on imports, on one of which is from China. Since taking office as President of the Republic of Indonesia in 2014, Joko Widodo has shown a different pattern of foreign policy from the previous president, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono or SBY. If during the leadership of SBY, Indonesia saw an outward-looking pattern of foreign policy, under Jokowi, Indonesia was more oriented toward domestic interests or better crowned as inward-looking. During SBY leadership, Indonesia emphasized public diplomacy through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Under Jokowi, Indonesia used a new instrument known as economic diplomacy. Diplomacy has become an instrument of the state in achieving its national goals and interests. What is diplomacy? Diplomacy, according to Sir Beritke, is a political activity that allows actor or state to be able to achieve goals and defend their interests without resorting to violence, propaganda, or law. Diplomacy is also a broad and elastic term or concept. Diplomacy is traditionally interpreted as the relationship between states and other entities in global politics carried out by official agents in a peaceful manner. Along with the increasing importance of economic issues due to a change in orientation from the military to the market, the term economic diplomacy has emerged as a concept in international political economy. Economic diplomacy is different from classical diplomacy. What is the economic diplomacy? Economic diplomacy is understood as the use of political means as a tool in international negotiation aimed to improving the welfare and national economy. Economic diplomacy also use economic instruments to increase the country political stability. Overview of Indonesian economic diplomacy. Economic diplomacy is the most dominant medium and is one of the main keys to the success of developing countries in taking advantage of the opportunities of globalization, including Indonesia. Economic diplomacy is one of the main priorities in Indonesia foreign policy. The four pillars of Indonesia economic diplomacy include number one, expanding and increasing market access for Indonesian product by encouraging change in the mindset of Indonesian diplomats to be more active by going directly to the field. Number 2, strengthening the capacity and resource of Republic Indonesia representative in non-traditional or untapped markets. Number 3, encourage foreign investment in Indonesia priority sector and protect Indonesian investment abroad. And number 4, take advantage of the Asian Economic Community or AEC. In short, the important aspect of Indonesia economic diplomacy are divided into 3, namely trade, investment, and tourism, or trade, tourism, investment, or TTI. According to Rana, the state will carry out 4 stages in carrying out economic diplomacy. Number 1, economic salesmanship, defined by Rana as a stage where the state used its official agents, diplomat, and ambassador to promote trade and direct investment abroad. In Indonesia, this economic salesmanship strategy is reinforced by President Joko Widodo statement that reveal the role of Indonesian diplomat as salesperson in promoting Indonesia. Furthermore, the promotion and economic diplomacy carried out did not only involve the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but also other agencies such as the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Tourism, Bank Indonesia, and the Investment Coordinating Board or BKPM. This agency also play an important role in carrying out Indonesia economic diplomacy. In an effort to promote Indonesia, the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia abroad carried out various activities, one of which is to actively participate in exhibition or exposed by opening a special Indonesian booth. For example, the Indonesian Embassy in Egypt held the Indonesian Trade Exhibition in an event commemorating the 70th anniversary of Indonesia-Egypt diplomatic relation. Meanwhile, Indonesia, the Indonesia Embassy Indonesia has held a business meeting or business forum through the Indonesia Economic Briefing, investment, and infrastructure sector in Indonesia to bring together business actors in Tunisia and Indonesia. The economic partnership during the pandemic was focused on multilateral cooperation, one of which was through ASEAN and its dialogue partners. Indonesia also encouraged the strengthening of regional cooperation between countries in the Indian Ocean region who are members of the Indian Ocean Rim Association or IORA. Together with IORA, Indonesia encouraged the development of vaccine and antivirus, ensures the flow of affordable medicine and medical devices for small communities, and formulate provide assistance for small fishermen, farmers, and entrepreneurs. Number 2, networking. The next stage in economic diplomacy is the networking stage. In this strategic stage, the state will carry out as many partnerships as possible, both between government agencies and with private parties, chambers of commerce, and other actors at home and abroad. Networking carried out by Indonesia in terms of market expansion, one of which is by expanding to the African market through PT Wijaya Karya or WIKA. The expansion also involves several institutions such as the Indonesian Export Financing Agency and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry or KADIN. Networking in the country is carried out by involving several ministries such as the Ministry of Economy, the Heavy National Team, the Ministry of Trade, and the Ministry of Finance. Abroad networking is also carried out by Indonesia using multilateral forum such as Trade Expo Indonesia 2017, Indonesia Fair 2018, Indonesia Africa Forum 2018 and 2019, IMF 2018 and 2020. Furthermore, during the COVID-19 pandemic, it is almost similar to economic partnership to be observant in looking for export opportunities. One example of the webinar in question is the Indonesia-Canada Business Potential webinar, where this webinar aims to identify business opportunities and encourage business people to attract potential nation market such as food, product, and spice. This is done to encourage business people to remain enthusiastic in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic situation. Number 3, image building or image promotion. The stage of image building or image promotion are usually carried out by the state through promoting the good image of the country. For Indonesia, promotion is emphasized on three main key objectives of economic diplomacy, namely trade promotion, investment promotion, and tourist promotion. Image promotion in the first period of Jokowi leadership was carried out through state visit to Joko Widodo. Currently, the promotion of Indonesia image abroad is achieved through the development of a holistic communication strategy and national branding. This is done through Indonesia participation in international trade fairs or tours held in Indonesia itself, such as Trade Expo Indonesia. Besides physically, Indonesia has also started to provide virtual exhibition of Indonesia product on the internet, targeting potential foreign buyers through the website www.dgnfa.com. The site provides a one-stop source of production information with picture, price, quotes, and contact detail of participating companies. The renewal is carried out twice a year. Abroad, Indonesia has also established an Indonesia Trade Representative, namely the Indonesia Trade Promotion Center, spread across 33 countries. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, Indonesia has lost many opportunities to be able to hold trade show or participate in trade show abroad. Therefore, Indonesia's new strategy is to create a virtual event with the theme of business matching. This is it done to be able to continue to do promotion, but by digitizing, virtual promotion is also carried out by Indonesia by utilizing international trade cooperation forums such as the G20. And number 4, regulation management. The final stage proposed by Rana is the regulation management stage. In this stage of the strategy, the state usually forms a domestic coalition between official and private institutions in setting new domestic standards or policies. Indonesia is currently at this stage of economic diplomacy, where Indonesia is currently fixing many domestic regulations in order to achieve Indonesia national goals. At the end of 2019, the government of Indonesia has target 11 trade agreements to be completed in 2020. Of this target, there are 5 priority cooperation agreements, namely the Indonesian-European Union Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, the Indonesia-Morocco Preferential Trade Agreement, Indonesia-Tunisia, Indonesia-Bangladesh, and Indonesia-Turkey. In 2019, Indonesia has completed a number of trade agreements, one of which is the Indonesia-Australia. Regulation management is the most widely used strategy by the government of Indonesia during the COVID-19 pandemic. Even the first response, as well as a preventive measure for the Ministry of Trade, is to issue a temporary ban on imports of live animals from China. This is regulated in Minister of Trade Regulation number 10 of 2020. The Ministry of Trade also issued Minister of Trade Regulation number 23 of 2020 concerning a temporary ban of the export of antiseptic raw material for masks, personal protective equipment, and masks in response to scarcity of this material in the country. In addition, the government also issued circular number 12 of 2020 regarding the return of trading activities during the pandemic and the new normal, which contains the elaboration of guidelines and protocol that must be followed as part of the government's new normal campaign.
Okay guys, maybe it's all I can say. Thank you for the attention. See you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.